Imagine your 9-year-old daughter going to the market 2 blocks away from your home to buy soda and never making it back. This was the reality for the family of Rod Gerecht, whose daughter was abducted on November 19, 1988. Michaela and her best friend Katrina went to Rainbow Market, and after buying what they came for, the best friends went to pick up their scooters. In broad daylight, a strange man abducted Michaela as Katrina watched in shock. How did a young girl disappear in broad daylight without any traces? Most importantly, who abducted her? Hello, and welcome back to Crime Mystic, where we cover solved, unsolved, and twisted cases from around the world. Today we look at one of the oldest cold cases, the twisted case of Michaela Gerecht, which was finally solved in 2020. But before we delve any further, please take the time to show your support by subscribing to our channel, liking our videos, and clicking on that notification bell to receive the latest videos straight to your inbox. Now that that's done, let's get to the case. Today's case takes us to Hayward, a city in Alameda County, California. As of 2020, it has a population of 162,954, making it the 6th largest city in the Bay Area and the 3rd largest in Alameda County. Hayward experienced severe devastation in its early history due to the 1868 Hayward earthquake. Throughout the 20th century until the 1980s, the city's economy was predominantly driven by its now defunct food canning and salt production industries. Hayward is the birthplace of renowned actor Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Hayward boasts the Green Shutter Hotel and Eden Congregational Church, 2 sites listed in the National Register of Historic Places. This is the city where Michaela Gerecht lived with her family. Michaela Gerecht was born to Rod Gerecht and Sharon Murch in Oakland, California on January 24, 1979. She lived a life filled with innocence, curiosity, and love. Michaela was a vibrant and spirited young girl with a bright future ahead. Described as having beautiful blonde hair and striking blue eyes, Michaela had a radiant smile that could light up any room she entered. At 9 years old, she was a petite 4 feet 8 inches tall and weighed 75 pounds, displaying her youthful energy and vitality. In her day-to-day life, Michaela was like any other typical young girl, full of dreams and aspirations. She enjoyed spending time with her family and friends, cherishing every moment of love and joy that surrounded her. Her affectionate nature and kindness endeared her to everyone she met, leaving a lasting impression on those who knew her. Like many children, Michaela reveled in the simple pleasures of childhood. Her love for candy and sodas is a testament to her playful and carefree spirit. She was a curious child who loved adventure. Michaela's fashion choices also reflected her individuality and youthful exuberance. On November 19, 1988, while wearing denim pants rolled up above her knees and 3-inch pearl or white-colored earrings that resembled feathers, and a white t-shirt with the word Metro emblazoned across the front, adorned with pictures of people on the midsection, Michaela followed a friend to buy food in a corner of the market. But she never made it back. At approximately 10:15 a.m., Michaela and her close friend Katrina Rodriguez embarked on what was supposed to be a simple and joyous outing. Just 15 minutes earlier, at 10 a.m., the 2 girls set off from home, their excitement palpable as they rode their scooters to the nearby Rainbow Market, a mere 2 blocks away. Their mission was simple: to purchase some food and sodas, a treat that symbolized the essence of childhood innocence and delight. Upon reaching their destination, Michaela and Katrina parked their scooters by the front door, ready to indulge in their chosen goodies. Unknown to the girls, fate had other plans in store for them that day. As they exited the store and began walking home, the thrill of the adventure still fresh in their minds, they suddenly realized they had forgotten their scooters. Without hesitation, they returned to retrieve them, but as they approached where they had left them, they discovered that one of the scooters was missing. As Michaela bent down to pick up the remaining scooter, an unknown man quickly grabbed her and fled. Panic and fear consumed the young girl as she screamed for help, but her pleas fell on deaf ears. Paralyzed by the shocking scene before her, Katrina could only watch in helpless horror as her dear friend was forcibly taken. The memory of Michaela's screams would forever haunt her, a constant reminder of the traumatic event she had witnessed. In shock, Katrina ran back into the store to seek assistance from a female clerk. The store's staff promptly contacted the police, setting a race against time to find Michaela and bring her back safely to her worried family. The police quickly swung into action. Following Michaela Gorecht's abduction, the initial information provided to law enforcement and the media led to missteps and mistaken identities, prolonging the search for the young girl and causing frustration and anguish for her loved ones. The female store clerk who called the police on behalf of Katrina Rodriguez inaccurately described the abductor as hippie-like in appearance, mistaking him for someone else she had seen in the parking lot. This false description, including a man in his 30s with a mustache driving a burgundy-colored car, was widely disseminated in the media for nearly 2 days, diverting attention away from the actual suspect. Katrina Rodriguez, who was the sole witness to the abduction, provided a more accurate description of the abductor. She described him as a white male in his 20s with severe acne or pockmarks on his face. He had shoulder-length dirty blonde hair and stood approximately 6 feet tall with a slender build. The most distinctive feature noted by Rodriguez was his fox-like blue eyes. He was seen wearing a white t-shirt. According to Rodriguez, the abductor fled the scene in a large, older model American-made sedan. The vehicle was possibly a 4-door car colored either cream or tannish gold. The Hayward Police Department and the Federal Bureau of Investigation launched an extensive search effort following Michaela's abduction. Helicopters and airplanes were deployed to scour hillsides, parks, and unpopulated areas in southern Alameda County. In the investigation, Michaela's scooter was subjected to forensic examination, which revealed fingerprints from an unknown source, believed to belong to the abductor. In the aftermath of the abduction, the community rallied together to support the search for Michaela. Thousands of tips poured in during the initial month of her abduction, yet despite the efforts and the reward fund of over $70,000, the investigation struggled to produce concrete leads in the crucial first few weeks. San Francisco 49ers quarterback Joe Montana made a public plea for Michaela's safe return, drawing further attention to her case. Michaela's photo appeared on milk cartons, billboards, and missing person posters nationwide as her loved ones and volunteers distributed thousands of flyers throughout the community. As the search continued, false leads started coming in, leading authorities down unexpected paths. In December 1992, a prison inmate named Roger Haggard claimed to know the location of Michaela's body, providing conflicting statements about where she was buried. After resources were poured in to prove his story, it was discovered that it was a false lead. This false lead wasted valuable time and resources, and his sentence was increased by nearly 7 years as punishment. Nevertheless, the police didn't give up. Soon they had a suspect. Tim Binder emerged as a person of interest in several high-profile kidnapping cases, including the abduction of Amber Swartz in Pinole in June 1988, which drew law enforcement's attention due to its proximity to Hayward, where Michaela Gorecht was kidnapped. Binder inserted himself into the search for Swartz, but this raised suspicions, and he became a suspect in both Swartz's and Gorecht's disappearances. Moreover, he was also considered a suspect in the cases of Eileen Micheloff and Amanda Campbell, 2 other missing girls from different locations and times. Despite being a suspect in multiple abduction cases, Binder consistently denied any involvement. Additionally, Binder was considered a person of interest in the cases of Eileen Micheloff, a 13-year-old who went missing from Dublin, California in 1989, and Amanda Campbell, who disappeared in Fairfield in 1991. Despite being connected to these cases, Binder has consistently denied any involvement. He denied abducting Michaela, and there was no evidence showing otherwise. However, the police still kept an eye on him. Another suspect was Philip Garrido. The reappearance of J.C. Lee Dugard, a schoolgirl who was kidnapped and held captive for 18 years before being found in 2009, raised initial hopes that her abductor, Philip Garrido, might have been linked to Michaela Gorecht's disappearance as well. Hayward, being within proximity to Garrido's Antioch residence in Contra Costa County, and Gorecht's abduction occurring shortly after Garrido's release from prison for rape and kidnapping, led to speculation. The similarities between the abductions, including the daytime snatchings in the presence of witnesses and the general descriptions of the kidnapper and the cars used, added to the intrigue. Despite an extensive investigation by the Hayward Police Department, no evidence linking the Garridos to Garek's abduction was uncovered. Lauren Herzog, one of the infamous Speed Freak Killers duo, also drew attention in relation to Garek's disappearance. In August 2012, Wesley Shermantine, the surviving member of the duo, wrote a letter to the Stockton Record following Herzog's suicide in January 2012. In the letter, Shermantine pointed out the resemblance between Herzog and the composite sketch of the individual who kidnapped that Hayward girl. Shermantine and Herzog, apprehended in 1999, are suspected of being responsible for up to 19 murders in Northern California. Witness Katrina Rodriguez supported the notion of Herzog potentially being the kidnapper, highlighting the strong resemblance between his features and those of the composite sketch. Based on information provided by Shermantine, law enforcement began excavating an abandoned well in rural Linden, California in February 2012. With no other leads or suspects, the case went cold. However, in 2020, the detectives arrested the person responsible for the crime.
We can announce that 59-year-old David Mish has been charged with the murder of Michaela Garrett. He is in custody at Santa Rita Jail, here in Alameda County.
Brought to justice. On December 21, 2020, the Hayward Police Department, in collaboration with the FBI, announced the arrest of David Mitch. Although the Hayward Police Department's dedication to the case paid off, Michaela's body was never found. Efforts are still being made to recover Michaela's body. Michaela's heartbreaking case highlights the importance of dedication and paying attention to detail. Do you think Mish's punishment is adequate for the crime committed? Or do you have a more fitting punishment in mind? Please let us know what you think in the comment section below. Until next time, stay safe.